Hallo Leute, willkommen zur Folge von Doki Doki Literature Club. Letzte Folge haben wir ein bisschen mit Juri, das hat fast Netz gesagt, ein Abendessen genossen. Also wir haben zusammen, wir haben zusammen Abendessen eben gemacht und es auch genossen und dann musste Juri schon gehen. Und den Tag drauf hatten wir mit Netzki und Seori in so einem kleinen Café-Dinner. So ein Laden, wo auf jeden Fall wohl Netzki oft geht. Ein bisschen Getränke und alles so. Und ja, jetzt sind wir den nächsten Tag. Ich weiß nicht, was uns erwartet. Aber irgendwas erwartet uns wahrscheinlich. Keine Ahnung. Ich würde fast sagen, wir lassen uns. Ne, wir verkampern nicht so viel Zeit und legen mal los. So. Ich hab's heute mit dem Sprechen. Also, wer merkt, dass ich nicht routiniert wieder in dem aufnehmen, weil ich gerade einfach ein paar Wochen wieder nicht aufgenommen habe. Egal. Ich ziehe das Intro schon viel zu lange. Also, los geht's. I twirl my pen around my fingers, signing at the blank piece of paper in front of me. Oh Gott, schon sogar kein Englisch mehr. You think that with all the poems I've written so far, it'd be pretty easy to start in yet another one. But I've been having trouble gaining any inspiration in writing a horror-themed... In writing a horror-themed poem. In order to celebrate Halloween, Monica asked us all to write themed poetry. We're supposed to have some kind of Halloween party as well. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I did watch horror anime to get in the mood, but I'm not sure if it helped much. Austin? Don't get me wrong, it was a great bit of surreal horror media. The sound design successfully created tension that kept stacking up over time, and graphics were quite creepy as well. They were done in style of old paper puppet crafts, lending an air of mystery and age to the stories. Despite all this though, my mind still draws a blank when I confront the paper in front of me. It doesn't help that I hardly got any sleep last night either. It's hard to shake off this feeling of exhaustion. I don't want to procrastinate too much, but... Come on. I've got to think of something. How in the world does Stephen King do this? Gute Frage. Ich würde doch sagen, das heißt, wir haben wieder eine Halloween-Party natürlich anstehen. Ich frage mich, wird es relativ gleich sein, wie Dings bei der Netzki-Route war? Also wie wir sie letztes Mal haben? Oder wird die komplett anders sein, weil wir jetzt eine andere Route angeschlagen haben? Das frage ich mich zwar. Alright, it's getting a little bit late, but it probably wouldn't hurt to go out and walk around for a few minutes. Exercise can energize you, right? I could always pick up a can of coffee or tea somewhere too. Plus, something might come to me while I'm walking. Ja, könnte funktionieren. As I make my way outside, I see stars here and there beginning to emerge from the darkening sky. It looks like there might be a small chance of rain, and it's a bit nippy as well. I don't think it's anything I have to worry about, though. What's a good place to go for poetry inspiration? I stretch languidly as I stroll past a set of train tracks. Horror. Isn't there a graveyard around here somewhere? If I recall correctly, it's a quick walk away from here where I'm at. It'll probably seriously creep me out, but art requires sacrifice. Okay, ooh. A few minutes later, I spot the wrought iron gate to the cemetery. It's quite dark as there aren't any lights, but I can still make out the dark greens of the ivy snaking up the iron fence, as well as a flash of violet just inside the gate. A flash of violet? Wait a minute. Hey, Yui! She seems to panic for a moment after noticing me, but quickly regains her composure as we approach each other. Hi, Kazuma. I didn't see you there. Sorry if I startled you now. Oh, it's no bother. Wait, why is Yui visiting the graveyard? Oh. Oh, nee. Hey Yui, were you trying to find inspiration for your Halloween poem too? She glanced around for a minute as if processing my question. Oh yes, that's right. I'm assuming you were doing the same? Yep. Guess great minds think alike. Yui gives a light chuckle at that. I was thinking of getting something to drink too. Want to come with me? Well, it's getting a bit late. Oh, no problem. I'm just planning on grabbing a tea or coffee from the store for a minute. I see. In that case, I could probably keep you company for a bit. Smiling at each other, we start making our way to the shopping district. Ja, ich glaube nicht, dass Yuri für die gleichen Grunddings da ist. Yuri, I think you have something on your shoe. Is that so? We slow to a stop and she bends down to pick something off her shoe. Huh? Is that a rose petal? Where did that come from? It must have come off some of the flower arrangements back in the cemetery. Ah, makes sense. It's nice to know that people's graves are being tended in there. Ich nehme an, weil ich habe noch immer das Gefühl, angesichts wie komisch sie über ihre Eltern spricht, dass die zwei wahrscheinlich tot sind oder einer von den zwei. Das Dings, sie wahrscheinlich gerade einer von denen, wenn nicht sogar den zwei eben, gerade Rosen gebracht hat. I agree. Being forgotten by your loved ones. It isn't a very comforting thought. Were you walking around there for a while? For a little bit. I had some trouble settling on a certain theme for my poem. That's a surprise, considering how much you love horror. You would think so, but it's difficult to pick a cohesive theme when there are so many to choose from. So, what you end up deciding on? Well, would it be alright with you if I kept it a surprise for now? Sure, I can expect that. As we pass by a row of small shops and cafes, a few drops of water splash onto my face. Oh boy, the droplets soon increase in size and frequency, and before we know it, we are caught in a downpour. Should have brought an umbrella after all. Do you all want to head inside somewhere? Yes, please. We jog up to a convenience store, the cold rainwater splashing up at our ankles as we slosh through the puddles. The entrance under the awning is thankfully dry, the yellowed lights inside comforting in the night. Pushing the door open, we're met with a small tinkling of a bell. Okay. Let's see, where's the drinks section? Oh, I think I see it in the back. I follow you to a drinks cooler filled with a colorful array of bottles and cans. What are you in the mood for? She pops open the door and grabs a bottle of green tea. While I usually prefer my tea freshly made, the occasional chilled bottle of tea is a nice change of pace. Yeah, it does kind of change the taste when it's not hot versus when it's cold. The iciness of cold tea can give it a certain sweetness. We continue our conversation as we take our drinks to the register. It doesn't seem like the rain's letting up. We'd probably get soaked if we were to go out now. But we should really be getting back. Over on the other side of the store, I spot a stand carrying a few umbrellas. How about we buy an umbrella then? It'd definitely beat getting sick while trying to get back home. I suppose we can do that. Stepping away from the counter, I grab a plain black umbrella as you grab the striped one. Whoa, what are you doing? Buying an umbrella? Aren't we just gonna share one? Just save us some money. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to be a bother. It'd be unfair to ask you to pay for it too. Don't worry about it. I've been needing a new one anyway. There's a need for us to buy two when just one will work. That's true. Alright. Thank you for being so considerate. She fiddles with her hair as she says this, a blushing creeping across her cheeks. Man, shy girls are seriously cute. No problem. It's still raining pretty hard. I believe that the bus should be here in a minute. Don't you usually walk around town? Well, yes, but the weather. Oh, right. Let's head to the stop so we don't miss it then. After unfolding an umbrella, I wait for Yuri to join me under it. She's not coming closer though, instead electing to stand still, staying at her feet. Is something wrong? No, I'm fine. She insists toward me until there's only a few inches between us. Let's go. We make our way to the bus stop. Once there, I open up my bottle of tea. It's probably not the best weather to drink ice cold tea, but I already bought it. Hey, Yuri? Yes? I meant to ask earlier, but how did you learn to make tea? It's not such an interesting story. Come on, I want to get to know you better. And given that tea is such an integral part of your character, I feel like I should know more about what it means to you. An integral part of my character? I mean, you're passionate about tea, aren't you? I suppose so. But I do have other interests too, you know. Yeah, I was just joking. I guess it wasn't a very good joke. No, you're fine. I'm just not very good with humor. Yuri sighs, looking up into the sky. My mother was the one who taught me how to make tea. Ah, that makes sense. She was the one who helped teach you to cook after all. Yes, that's right. I believe I was just about to finish primary school when I first tried to make tea. Of course, I didn't go about making it all at once, but over time she allowed me to do more and more. She taught me how to preparate tea in all manner of ways, from Western to Eastern styles. You'd be surprised at how many different infusers, strainers, and teapots she owned. Sounds like it's a major hobby for her. It definitely was. My mother even eventually taught me how to properly perform a tea ceremony. Dang, seriously? Why did you in the club for that then? I don't know. I was just always intimidated by the idea of actually performing it in front of other people. There's so many ways you can mess up. But you always seem really graceful to me. Well, I'm glad you didn't join the tea ceremony club though, because otherwise I wouldn't have met you. I'm glad to. She blushes and looks down again, smiling at her shoes. I'm not as graceful as you might think though. I kind of find that hard to believe. You just haven't seen me make many mistakes yet. There was one time I wasn't careful enough when handling the hot tea kettle one day, and nearly spilled it onto myself. My mother realized what was happening, put her hand over the spout to keep it from burning me. But because of that, she ended up with burns on her hand. For a while, I've just felt so awful for allowing my inaptitude to hurt my mother. I didn't touch the tea kettle again for quite a while. Over time, however, I ended up becoming interested in tea again. Well, I'm glad that you got back into it. You being clumsy isn't something that I'm used to. When she's calm, she's so elegant. Yes, I am too. Your mom sounds really nice, by the way. I shiver a bit as the wind buffets my body, wiping my clothes around me. Thankfully, the bus shows up a moment later, its bright headlights heralding its arrival. We stumble aboard and manage to find seats next to each other. You moves her arms to her sides, letting out a deep breath and looking out the night sky beyond the window. The passing streetlights reflect off her eyes, shining golden over the violet of her irises. Sinking low into my seat, I sigh in contentment. Even though we aren't talking, it still feels nice to just be close to her. After a minute, Yuri signals an ongoing stop. As I stand up to exit the bus with her, Yuri stops me. You really don't have to walk me all the way back. Isn't this out of your way? Yeah, but I don't want you to get sick. I bought the umbrella to share with you the full way. Come on, I insist. I gently pull Yuri along with me, opening the umbrella as we leave. Thank you. You're welcome. It's quite serene now. The rain has lightened up to a pitter-patter and the occasional breeze gently rustles the trees around us. Kazuma? Yes? Do you ever notice how the light is when it's raining? What do you mean? Well... She looks around for a moment, then points at the street lamp down the street. Whenever it rains, it almost seems like the properties of light are completely changed. And it's especially obvious at night. Now that she mentions it, the lights do seem a bit different. It's something I think that I've noticed subconsciously, but never really paid any attention to. A cold gust blows by, causing Yuri and I to huddle closer together. Our shoulders are touching by this point, providing a small smidgen of warmth. Yuri doesn't seem to notice, or at least she's acting like she doesn't. But it might just be that she's lost in her thoughts right now. Though, she's been doing that more and more frequently. It's been nice to see her really open up to me. Yeah, it's almost like the lights are glowing. Well, of course light glows, but it's, I don't know, glowy? Yuri nods her head. The way the light bounces off each individual droplet seems to create a sort of halo effect around the street lamps. At times, it almost looks like the lights dancing around in the air as it refracts through the rain. It's as if the lights are spirits, burning out their life forces like fireflies, showing that not all of the world is darkness. Huh, I never thought of it like that before. The words I've met with a faint smile. Every so often, I wonder if the lights in the distance are friendly will-o-wisp. I wonder if they're guiding me somewhere, urging me towards some far-off destination one step at a time. It's unnerving when they suddenly disappear right before you. And something cuts off the connection to the world, leaving everyone being guided in the back. It's when that happens that you realize It's when that happens that you realize what you've been taking for granted. He began to truly appreciate how welcoming the warmth was before it encounters the new, chilling darkness. Yeah, it can feel kind of lonely when you're walking by yourself in the dark. Not to mention, it's kind of dangerous to do so. You haven't been doing that a lot lately, have you? Ah, don't worry, I haven't. Well, good. If you ever need to walk around at night, just ask me, I'll be there. Plus, it feels a lot less lonely when you walk around with friends. Even if you're lost in the dark, if you have friends by your side, you'll at least be able to trust that someone's going to stick by you. It's probably just me, but it feels like you and I are a bit closer than we were before. I'm about to open my mouth to speak again when she abruptly comes to a stop, nearly causing me to trip. We're at a quiet intersection that I'm not too familiar with. Well, Kazuma, thank you for accompanying me on the way home. And aren't I walking all the way back with you? You wouldn't want to get wet now, right? I mean, the rain's let up quite a bit now, you know. Hey, I wouldn't want you to go too far out of your way. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Thank you for the offer, though. Oh, good. It's been my pleasure. You're right. It is less lonely walking with friends. A smile sends a light wave of warmth through my body. It was. Well, see you tomorrow then. Goodbye, Casper. So, ich würde einfach sagen, wir beenden hier die Folge. Ich entscheide mich einfach mal für kürzere Folgen. Ich werde einfach mal schauen, wie das so ankommt bei euch. Vielleicht gefällt euch ja diese kleine Folge. Und ich glaube, Doki Doki ist so ein gutes Spiel dafür, wo man kann das testen, weil man immer dann so kleine Sektionen hat und alles so. Das könnte vielleicht gut ankommen bei euch. Deswegen probiere ich es einfach mal. Also ja, dann danke fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, dass es euch gefallen. Wir sehen uns dann bei der nächsten Folge, wo wir wahrscheinlich erkältet durch den Tag gehen, wenn nicht sogar durch die restliche Woche. Aber ja, dann danke fürs Zuschauen. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Tschö.